Here are some standard form questions for us to look at. In the first question, we have 4.46 times 10 to the 22, and we are subtracting 4.42 times 10 to the 22 from this. Now, we should notice that the powers of 10 are identical. So we can think of this as 4.46x, just imagining 10 to the 22 as x, take away 4.42x. Now that's going to be 0.04x, because 6 take away 2 is 4, and the other 4's will cancel out. The 4's in the tenths and units column are what I'm referring to. So we basically have 0.04 times 10 to the 22. Okay, so we are basically doing 4.46, take away 4.42, and then you're timesing by 10 to the 22. Now, to write this in standard form, I want to times 0.04 by 100. The reason I'm doing this is to make 0.04 into 4, because in order for a number to be in standard form, it needs to be of the form a times 10 to the n, where a is less than 10 but bigger than or equal to 1, and n is a whole number. So what I'm going to do is multiply 0.04 by 100. Now, to keep the whole number the same, I now need to divide the 10 to the 22 part by 100, because then, effectively, I've timesed by 100 and then divided by 100, which is the same as just timesing by 1. So I have 4, that's 0.04 times 100, and then 10 to the 22 divided by 100. Well, 100 is 10 squared. So if I do 10 to the 22 divided by 10 squared, that just gives me 10 to the 20. We subtract the powers. So I have 4 times 10 to the 20. For 2, I need to divide the non-powers of 10 bits first. So I would need to do 2.4 divided by 6. Now, I can use a bus stop for that. 6 into 2 goes none, with the remainder 2. 6 into 24 is going to go 4. So I end up with 0.4 times, and then I have 10 to the 5 divided by 10 to the 9. Now that's going to be 10 to the 5 take away 9. And you might say, oh, well, that's 10 to the 4. But it's not 10 to the 4. Because 5 take away 9, if there's 0, 5 take away 9, if we do 5 take away 5, that gets us to 0. We've still got 4 left, so we end up at minus 4. 5 take away 9 is minus 4. So we have 10 to the minus 4. So we have 0.4 times 10 to the minus 4. To make this in the standard form, I've got to times 0.4 by 10. And to compensate, I need to divide 10 to the minus 4 by 10 to keep the number the same. So I end up with 4 times 10, and let's think about what happens to that power. 10 to the minus 4 divided by 10, which is just 10 to the 1, is going to be 10 to the minus 5, because minus 4 take away 1 is minus 5, right? Minus 4 take away 1 is minus 5. So we end up with the final answer of 4 times 10 to the minus 5.